Megan, I see you waving at you right here. I'm just saying I'm going to be over on YouTube as well right now. So today I didn't take any notes. I wanted to talk to you guys about how things went at the Boulder event. The event was called A New Level of Connection, and we certainly did gain a new level of connection at that event. It was a lot of fun. I did edit up the main sessions, not the Q&As already, and the main sessions went out to those of you who had the live stream and also to those of you who were actually at the event. And the Q&A sessions and all the stuff around it, including Andy Dooley's fun bits at the beginning and my reflections in between the sessions, that will be available shortly on the membership site. So anyone who has a Labradorite membership will get access immediately, well, not immediately, as soon as it's uploaded, to the New Level of Connection event that was held in Boulder, Colorado on March 22nd. So that's something exciting to look forward to. Today, I also want to talk about the membership site because it is the end of March and tomorrow is April 1st and the doors are opening again for the membership site. Hello, Dan and Debbie, welcome, and Sharon and Julie. Everybody's online on Instagram today. Hi, guys. I'm over on YouTube as well if you want better quality. So I was just mentioning the membership site is opening again tomorrow, and I have eliminated the highest tier of that site just because in the next couple of months, I have a couple of really important events coming up and things that are going on that are requiring my attention. And I wanted to make sure that if I was going to have a exclusively high tier of the membership site, that I was available for the people that were going to be in it, in that container. And it feels like right now, no. But it does mean also that the Labradorite site does get extra benefits now. The Labradorite level of the membership site will get the evergreen courses of the Self-Love Odyssey Toolkit and Hocus Pocus Focus, and access, again, like I said, to that new channeling event, which is the March New Level of Connection event. Now, what is the membership site? The membership site is a space where there's a community. We do have meetings on I wouldn't say a regular basis because they're kind of spaced out. So we have these Vagrein Cafe meetings. So I have them at different times of the day so different people can join. And those are included in all membership tiers so that you guys can connect with each other. And that is sort of like an informal get together, a little bit like this, but where people are able to talk as well online. And it's also a space where there are all the Vagrein transcripts. There are new transcripts every week. There's Vagrein audios. There's the events. There's really a ton of content on there consistently, including many new things that are exclusive only to the membership site. So check it out if you're not already a member. There are two tiers. There's the Amethyst tier, which is access to sort of all the recordings and the transcripts and also to the Vagrein Cafe. And then the Labradorite tier, which has more access to some of the exclusive content. And both of those tiers get discounts to events, retreats, live sessions, etc., etc. So it's really worth checking out. And I believe, the website is www.jpherman.com/open. Maybe I was smart enough to make the URL very small. Hopefully it's /open. If not, you can click on the link right at www.jpherman.com where it says membership site. So that would be really cool if you guys check it out. And those doors are open until April 7th. Now, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about the New Level Connection event. So I don't know if you guys saw on my Instagram or even on my YouTube that the other day I posted a image and it's a moose. Well, it's actually a human with a moose's head washing their hands. And that's actually a really funny image because probably exactly as I saw it in the transmission. So I think some of you guys know that like when I'm channeling, I don't remember what's said, but what I do get is like impressions or visuals or stuff like that. So during this session, Vagrein at some point during the question and answer period was talking with participants and was talking about shifting timelines, which is a topic that comes up a lot. Hi, Ale. I see you over on YouTube. Welcome. Welcome to everybody on YouTube and to Instagram. Give me a shout out in the comments to let me know you're here because I love saying hi. So hi to Mimi there and W. Frank L26 who joined. Hello to you. So Vagrein was sharing with this participant about shifting timelines and how that actually works and how it's not quite as dramatic as we think it is, or like we would hope it to be. Like there's another timeline that's better, and we're sort of on this timeline and we're trying to jump to that timeline because that timeline is better. Often this topic comes up when people start talking about like the end of the world. The world is a very broad word for that. What they really mean is the end of humanity. But people start talking about like shifting to the right timeline or shifting to a better timeline. And Vagrein was trying to explain that like you can actually shift to any timeline, and you're constantly shifting timelines. There's no such thing as a timeline specifically. Everything is just almost like a branching out of the holographic experience from this one point. And they used as an example the difference in timeline between going to the bathroom during the pause and washing your hands, and going to the bathroom during the pause and not washing your hands. And they also used and juxtaposed that particular example with an example of going to the bathroom and coming back, and your head is suddenly, instead of a humanoid head, a moose's head. Okay. So this was all very entertaining. And sometimes when Vagrein gets on these like examples, I get really uncomfortable in the channeling because I'm like, this is a ridiculous example. It's not the first time it's happened either, but like sort of the hand washing thing, and hi over there to acupuncture in America. The hand washing thing was kind of like, this is a lame example. This isn't an interesting example. And then the moose head thing was like just too abstract for what I thought, would be the correct direction for the session to go in. But they go on and on and on and on, and this will all be available to elaborate here in the membership site. But after they're finished and I come out of trance, and everyone had a really wonderful time, one of the participants in the event, who literally Vagrein kept turning my body towards, admitted to the fact that they had not washed their hands in the bathroom during the pause, and that they felt that that transmission was directly like transmitted to them. And then sort of in the other direction, like Vagrein was kind of doing this like pan thing while having this conversation. There was someone towards the back of the room who actually that very same week had hit a moose with their car, and luckily both the moose and the car were like thought like it turned out okay. So fascinating stuff. Fascinating that Vagrein's able to pick up on thoughts that are in the field, that are floating around, situations, circumstances that are actively happened, and that they can go ahead and pick up on that and then use those as reference points. And it brings to mind the time that Vagrein was randomly saying stuff. Hi, Jason. Was randomly saying stuff about I don't know what they were talking about in this particular session, but they randomly said the popcorn is ready, and then continued on with the transmission as per normal. And this was towards the beginning of my channeling. And about 3 months, 6 months later, I don't remember how long, time is weird. I got a message from someone saying that they had been listening to that transmission, and the popcorn is ready was about 4 or 5 minutes into the transmission. And when they heard Vagrein say the popcorn is ready, they immediately remembered that they had put popcorn, I think, in the microwave or something like that. And they rushed back into the kitchen, and it was just right before the popcorn bag caught fire in the microwave. So that was a wonderful confirmation for me to get that, these messages, they transcend time and space, that there's something else going on that means that, the laws of coincidence, or not that those are laws, but the sort of things we call coincidence are not exactly enough to explain what's going on. So very cool when that sort of thing happens. It also happened on a podcast episode with someone who was brushing their teeth or not brushing their teeth. So Vagrein seems to be able to transcend time and space and jump through those timelines to whichever ones are available. So what else was it I was going to want to talk about today? Right. So so the Boulder event was really, really cool. What we ended up doing afterwards was we had like a house party. Guys, this community, you guys are absolutely awesome, because for that event, instead of sort of getting a caterer or making it into a formal thing that would have ended up costing everybody a lot more, what we decided to do was a potluck social hour or many hours afterwards. And you guys absolutely delivered. I swear I've never seen such abundance in a buffet in my life. Like, and it was so perfectly orchestrated. So I want to send special thanks to everybody, and you guys know who you are, who participated in the organizing of the after party of the New Level of Connection event. It felt so good to be able to receive that gift from you guys in terms of having you take on your part in making that a special, special day for everyone. And I really do believe that that event was an extremely special moment of connection for the participants who were there and for those of you who had come on the live stream. I really feel so connected with you guys, and as if it was just such a blessing to have the ability to meet in such an intimate environment, such an intimate space in Greg's home. It was just so beautiful. So I'm still, my heart is so full because of that experience. It was just wonderful. And yeah, it's, you know, it's not gonna always be like that. It's not gonna always be like we can have a house party. But what the party was like was that afterwards, some people were singing. Someone got up and did a bit of stand-up comedy. Someone got up and told an amazing story. And there was a swing that was sort of hanging from the ceiling, and people were swinging on that. And we were all having fun, dancing and eating and sharing and connecting. And it was such a beautiful experience. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that experience. And I'm hoping that before we end up with like hundreds and hundreds of people at these events, we'll get to have a couple more of these intimate gatherings that will be very, very special and curated to a quality of connection that's really, really lovely, as opposed to something that's sort of more mainstream. Although I did go to a concert since I've been back in Milan, and it was like a kids concert. And you know, I still have that idea that like Vagrein will eventually be able to be speaking to thousands of people at once, and that's one of my dreams. So if any of you have the ability of making that happen in some way, get in touch with me, and that would be really super cool. But in the meantime, if you guys are interested in a smaller event, there are the events coming up. I'm heading off into Florida to Orlando in just about a week. Is that correct? Okay. In like a week and 3 days, I'm going to Orlando, Florida, and I'm going to be doing an event with Mike Dooley. So the one in Boulder was with Andy Dooley, and now I'm going to be doing one with Mike Dooley. So me and the Dooley brothers, you know, seem to have a lot going on in terms of collaborating and energy exchange, etc. So with Mike, we're going to be doing an event called You Are the Miracle. And that is going to be a wonderful collaboration with him. His focus is mostly law of attraction and tuning into the universe and tuning into yourself through the universe and finding self-love. Pepper was over there. And so we're going to be doing this a cool collaboration. So that event is really awesome because it's going to be a larger event. So there's going to be lots of people you can meet and get together with. And then after that, there's going to be what's called a meeting of the minds, where you guys have a little bit of a smaller sort of connection with me and with Mike directly. So if you're a fan of Mike Dooley, and I suggest you become a fan of Mike Dooley, then or you're a fan of Vagrein, come out to that in Orlando and let's meet up on the 12th of April. And then just hang out in Orlando for 2 more days. Why not? Let's have some fun. And let's get together on the 13th and the 14th for a far more intimate event with Vagrein. And you can come for either one or both of those days, which is called the Sacred Shift. Now, both the New Level of Connection transmissions, the Sacred Shift transmissions, and the transmissions that are coming in the Vagrein retreat in May are part of, or going to be part of, Vagrein's new book, which is going to be called A Call to Change. What is the Call to Change book? Well, you might have noticed that the planet is accelerating, that we are coming to a space of new catalyst, new challenge, new occasion to rise to. And each and every one of us is being asked, at least I know I am, to step more and more into a state of practice what you're preaching. So in this offering to practice what we're preaching, there are some guidelines that might help us to be able to practice what we're preaching through difficult circumstance in a little bit of an easier way. So that is what the Call to Change book is about. It's about what's going to happen when this change is underway and what our roles are and our ability to remain in service to the world, to ourselves, etc., during this call to change. So those transmissions are going to be given during some of the upcoming events. So I do invite you to check out the events, to come to Orlando on April 12th, 13th, and 14th, and to come to Italy for the retreat from May 15th to 18th. Now, the Italy retreat, I will put the link to the video with all the testimonials in the description of this video, so you can go and check out more about that. But the spots are filling up, and I'm so thrilled about the people who are coming. Listen, I don't even care if it has as many people as last year, or less people than last year, or more people than last year, because I'm getting very strong transmissions that those of you who are coming for a very specific upgrade and reason, and that particular group is going to then go on and become the emissaries of light and love on this planet. And those of you who can't make it, maybe you'll, I don't know, join the membership site or get the transmissions later. I have no idea. But the point is that I'm getting a really strong feeling that I don't need to even worry about filling this retreat at all. And this is cool because it's also my evolution to step away from the way things are normally done and into a space of practicing what I preach, which really is that your voice is meant for who it's meant for, in the now moment, that it's meant for who it's meant for, and nothing else. And that is absolutely enough, because if you can impact one person, you've impacted the entire world. You've changed that timeline. You've got your moose head on. You've got your hands washed or unwashed, and you're ready to go. This morning, I listened to, I got my nails done. They're like blue. They look like jeans. And as I was getting my nails done, I was listening to Jordan Peterson's podcast. He was interviewing Tony Robbins. So these are two beings that I admire strongly for very different reasons. But Tony was talking about physiology again, and I'm trying to get more and more into my body. I've been doing a lot of breath work. I'm doing a lot of more physical activity lately, more Krav Maga, more yoga, more things where I'm trying to get into my body. But I would just love to hear from you guys in the comment. Like, do you practice like the stuff that Tony Robbins talks about? Like, do you do the whole like the power pose thing? Do you prime yourself in the morning? Do you shake things out when you've got stagnant energy? Do you dance? Do you do dance practice and movements? Do you how are you integrating sort of the wisdom that he shares about how you have to generate energy to then generate positive emotion? That's something that I'm wanting to experiment with. And I'm actually thinking that maybe for the next challenge in the membership site, which presumably, should start right away, should start tomorrow, will be like his priming techniques, or doesn't Joe Dispenza, if anyone knows in the comments, let me know if Joe Dispenza also has some sort of physical movement priming techniques, or if he's just more like, I think he you squeeze your perineum or something like that and push the energy up. I'm not sure. I have to look into that, but I think that's what I'm going to push as the first challenge in the membership site. We do these challenges every month. So, and I think maybe it did start to the 15th last month. So it might start on the 15th. Anyway, I'll have a look. But I'm thinking the physical movement thing, because I'm thinking I want to do that. Maybe we can do like some sort of shared thing, or I can record a video of something like Koya, shaking, etc. And that can be put in the membership site. So the doors for that do open tomorrow. And by the way, if you're already in the membership site, like until tomorrow, and even if you're leaving and you don't want to renew your subscription, etc., tomorrow there's a Vagrein Cafe event. So whether you're in the membership site and are continuing your subscription, or you're in the membership site and you're ending your subscription, or if you join the membership site tomorrow first thing when the doors open, there's already a Vagrein Cafe meeting tomorrow night. So, tomorrow night in Italy. So I would love to see you guys there. And guys, come, like the more the merrier, right? Sometimes there's only like 2 or 3 of us in there, which is great for me because I get to know you guys personally, but I would love to see everybody connecting and sharing and having your full, capacity of interaction happening there. So now, I think I've covered most of what I wanted to share today. Most of what I was reflecting on, just my bits and bobs and things like that. Um, so I'm thinking like let's tune in and do like a little meditation. Let's tune in. There's like a lot of energy going on lately. Lots of things happening solar wise, and it's great to have the energy. So I hope that you're able to harness it. But it's also important to ground. So let's come and do a little bit of grounding and then maybe like a bit of shaking out to get back into our day and stuff like that. So come in and center yourselves. Okay. I also who was it? It was either Jordan Peterson or it was Tony Robbins. And they were talking about desire. It was Tony, I think. And he paused as he was talking about desire and talked about the etymology of the word, which is desire. Sire is to father, the father of a being. And de is of thee, right? So desire, and Vagrein talks a lot about this. Desire is divine, right? Even I don't have seeking. No, oh, I do. I have insight. Hold on. I think there's a chapter in the insight. Divine desire. There is chapter, page 19 of insight. So you know what I'm thinking? I'm going to just read out this as our meditation for today, because it was originally a transmission, and it might be nice to have it sort of read out in a tone that calls it back in a new way. So just take a deep breath and let it out. It is our intent that you fully enjoy your experience in this now, and that you take with you some small shift that allows you to feel more of who you are. We wish that you feel more of yourselves, more connected to the reason why you've come, more certain of your actions, certain of your movements, with a sense of self-confidence and more freedom. We ask you to conjure in your mind now the desire that is most pressing upon you. When we talk of desire, we do not talk of fear, so a desire would not be relief from or freedom from suffering. No, a desire is filled to the brim with the energy of excitement, anticipation, joy, pleasure, freedom, expansion. So that which we call to the mind, that which we ask you to call to mind is that energy, that thing, that concept that is pulling you or calling to you. Now, we ask you to look at the parts of your mind that are telling you that your desire is not possible, or that your desire is not honorable, or that your desire is not something of which you are worthy. You all have these thoughts, but neither your desires nor these thoughts are yours. They came upon you. We ask you to take a moment and reflect upon, from where did your desires originate? Yes, you have life experience, which makes the infinite probabilities of desires limited or less probable. But the excitement, joy, passion, enthusiasm that you feel when you call your desire to mind is the divine spark. It is the inspiration. It is divinity flowing through you. You are very quick to take responsibility for your lives, and yes, we consistently remind you that you are the creators of your experience. But you are not the creators of your experience from the person level. You are the creators of experience from the divine level. When your scriptures say, know thyself, they are not talking about knowing the person, the one with the fears and the habits towards not seeing clearly. The sages are speaking of the divine that is in you. And this spark of your desire is a hint as to the nature of that divinity. You are in collaboration with divinity. You argue, try to fight with the divine, try to fight with your desire by claiming you are unworthy, or claiming that it is impossible, or claiming that you know better and that you should desire something else. But who are you to know what is possible, or what is worthy, or what is best if divinity is within you? If divinity is calling you towards a certain direction, why argue? There have been writings and teachings that explain that desire is negative, that it is to be contained, controlled, abolished, that it is dangerous, or the work of the devil, the work of sin. These claim that if you are following your inner guidance, you are off the path. But this would preclude that there was something created in separation, for how could your desire be separate from creation? How could you be so special to have been imbued with a desire that goes against creation? Your desire is the fuel of creation. It is what, left to its beauty, will drive you into the next circumstances and situations. You may not fulfill all your desires, that is not what is important. You may not arrive at your vision as it stands now, but it is the path and the journey towards it that is calling to you. Where else is the divinity within you? Is it within fear? Is it in your doubt? Or is it in the faith that you've been created in your perfection with all of the things that you desire, all being possible, and if not possible, then the guideposts for your journey? You may, with joy, love, and faith, explore, what is it that I want? Explore that question. What is it that I desire? Explore the answer. For the I in the question is the divine, therefore the question, what do I desire, is the same question as what is the divine desire of me or for me? It be being in service. It be being in love. It be being in abundance. It be being in freedom. Whatever it be, these are whispers of the divine to you. You are safe to listen to them. We are baffled often at how you are capable of not listening. The universe is always speaking to you in a very intimate and personal way. Each of you is enveloped in the universe, encapsulated by the air and the ground beneath you and all the energy around you, and the others that come in and out of your field. You are in the thick of it, completely immersed. It is always talking to you, specifically to you. Breathe now. We will take you to the version of you who has fulfilled the most pressing desire that you have at this moment. It is your near future. Here is another version of you simply living in that energy, that field. They have heeded the call of the desire of the divine, and they are living that life. They are seeing the world in a way. They are being that being. You can watch them, how they express and move. Take your time. What is different than how you see yourself now? Just observe this one that has all that you would have for yourself, be it love, be it freedom, be it abundance, be it expression, whatever it be. We ask you now to take steps towards this other version of you and allow yourself to slip inside of their body. It is, after all, your body, and so you may. How does it feel different? Try it on like a suit or a gown. Try on this, your body. How does the heart feel? And the skin? How does it breathe? Breathe like this body now. Anything that this other self, that is another version you, had before, that you saw was theirs, is yours. All of their desires, they are yours. The realization of them belongs to you. They are tangible, not just in your heart, as they are manifest. And what does that feel like? Allow yourself. Allow your body to loosen where it was holding. Perhaps the smile, perhaps the release. Now we ask you to come back to the room that you were in as you practice, but take with you the cells and the connections of the feelings and the sensations of that body as you feel into yours, for it is the same. So feel your feet on the floor or your seat in the chair. Feel yourself in space, location, this here and now, but know that it is also the body or that other version of you that you have taken for this now. Think again of that desire that you hold, the one that seems not yet manifest, and see if the energy has changed for you. Does it somehow feel more real, more loud, more imminent? As you allow yourself to commune with the divinity in this way, in acknowledging your desires, in renouncing your responsibility for choosing or modifying or gauging or changing them, you will be able to follow the path that they are leading you down. Again, we will repeat that the path you are headed down may or may not lead to the realization of the desire, but that is not what is important. The important is following the divine spark, because the path is your path. That path is the one that is correct for you. Whatever's on that path is for you. The divine does not make errors. Sit in this knowing, the knowing that you are gifted with your desires from a divine source, that no matter what you have been taught, this ability you have to desire is one of your main guidance points. Trust that your unique configuration and the specifics of what is coming through your heart, although they may not be logical at times, you may trust them, and there is nothing to fear. And now, if you have a good sensation of what your desire feels like realized or manifest in your body, and if you have the understanding and the faith that it is not you who placed that desire there, but it is placed there for you to be guided by, then we believe that much of the conflict, internal disagreements that you have with yourself will dissolve, and you may enjoy your desires even before they are manifest. You may enjoy the journey to them or not to them, as you feel as if they are already realized. The simple fact that you have these desires means that they are. You would not have them if they were not for you. Not everyone wants to play the tuba, but someone does, and that is what's correct for them. Whatever you desire comes through you to let you know that it is who you are meant to be as your individuation and for the fulfillment of the puzzle piece that you have come to be for creation. We will release you now back to your day. We send you all of our support and the love and the light of 1,000 suns. Anine. Well, so guys, that is from the book Vagrein Insight. Not all of you have this one. Certainly, the many of you who do have it haven't left a review yet. And you can find that on Amazon. You can also find Seeking Ends When Sharing Begins. This book has, I think, 13 transmissions similar to that one, which are all very powerful. I mean, that's the first time I've read that one in a long time. And so thank you to Tony Robbins for mentioning the way the word desire is constructed and that it comes from the Father or from God. The last thing that came to mind that I wanted to share with you guys before I head off was that not very many of you have seen the recent podcast episode with Brad Yates, which came out 2 days ago. And that is an amazing episode. Brad Yates is one of my favorite people in terms of personal growth, has helped me immensely. It's all about EFT tapping. He's like an expert in the field. So I want you to now make a note in your calendar, mark it down, go ahead and watch that episode, because for some reason, I guess I didn't market it properly. Again, I'm not a marketing specialist or manager or whatever it is, but go watch that episode, because in it, there's also an EFT about being awesome and allowing yourself to be awesome, which, by the way, guys, in this community, for some reason, everyone's got this thing where like they don't think they're allowed to be awesome, even though I see you guys all as awesome already. So that's really weird for me. So go and tap on it so you can actually be awesome as opposed to just like not being awesome. So be awesome. Tonight I have actually another YouTube video coming out. So do hit the like, subscribe, bell icon, because there's a premiere tonight of one of Vagrein's transmissions. And that one's about betrayal and cheating and dating and romantic relationships and things like that. So that one's a little juicy. You're going to enjoy it. And it's a little bit different than what Vagrein normally talks on. And in fact, it kind of feels advicey. But it's not, but it feels advicey. So it's something interesting to watch. Look forward to having you guys watch that as well. And again, the membership site opens again tomorrow. There are 2 tiers, the Amethyst, the Labradorite tiers. You can sign up and then you get to hang out with me for 3 months. So I hope to see you in there. I hope to see you in Florida. I hope to see you in Acquiterme here in Italy. Head over to my website for all the details on all of that, www.jpherman.com. And I will see you again for another live soon. And now I know that you're all exhausted from this video. So have an amazing day. And yeah, you're awesome. Bye-bye.